Hello and welcome to Sarge's Custom Tutorials. This is part 2 of the Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles Norseman figure. Click the link above for part 1 for the unboxing and review. In this video, we're going to be looking into modifying the neck to see if I can just get a little bit better range all around. And I'm also going to modify the hip articulation because going straight forward is very limited. They kick out to the side almost immediately when you push them forward because the crotch is a solid plastic piece. This is a great figure overall, but for me personally, I'd really like that hip articulation especially to be a bit better. So first we're going to warm him up and pull the body apart. Okay. So in warming up the neck, I see that the dumbbell joint is the same size. I don't know if I want to mess with that because I feel like it's a really thin ridge in there and I don't want to make the neck gap any bigger. And if I take out too much, then this could loosen up. I mean, I guess I could just take a blade in there and take out a little bit and just see if it gets any better. I'm going to use my magnifying light, so unfortunately I think I'm going to do this weird lighting here for a minute. Let's see here. I'm only just realizing now, after I've cut this up a little bit, that this is one of the most expensive 112 figures that I've ever bought, and now I'm chopping it up. That makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Normally when I do customs, I will buy a figure that's a little bit less expensive and work with that, because if I mess something up and I don't like it, I'm not out too much money, but I think I know how to fix a neck issue. If I do any damage here, I know how to fix it, so I'm not too worried about this. The leg issue, it's kind of a different story, but I really want to adjust that. Okay, so I just cut out a little bit in there. I'll see if... So it's a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to be a noticeable difference with the actual head on, but the ball does get a little bit further over in each direction. Yeah, it gets a little bit better up, but it's not a huge difference. So I don't think I'm going to go any further with that, because the more I go, the more a chance I'm going to have of loosening that up. And there's already a pretty big gap in there. You're not going to see it with the hair on the side mostly. You'll see a little bit, but sort of, it's mostly the neck issue is the neck. The neck is forward a little bit, and so looking up is very limited. But the side to side and the tilting is a little bit better, so I'm okay with that. So the other issue is the leg. Is this. This, like I said, is all hard plastic. It's part of the torso. So when you go up, pushes it off to the side. This articulation, the hip sockets here are glued up inside of there. So I'll have to use a Dremel. I'll have to be really careful not to hit those and just get this. I mean, the most I could really do is maybe like 1/8 of an inch in there, but you don't see any of this. You're never going to see any of this behind here. You know, you're not going to even see it from the side, really. Okay, so the bit I'm going to use is just a regular sanding drum. I'm using a wider one first because I feel like it's going to have the angle I want on it. If I use a smaller one, I might kind of get in there a little bit. And I'm not going too fast because I don't want it to grab too much. Get rid of some of this extra stuff in here. Smaller stone to do a little bit more kind of like fine work. Okay, I think we've reached our final form here, and it's pretty good. Doesn't kick out much at all. Kicks out just a little bit still, but I can live with that. So, we're going to do the same on the other side. We have completed both sides. Fairly uniform now. And like I said, still kicks out a little bit, but so much better. Way better than it was before. And as I mentioned, it's all hidden anyway. And you might have a little bit more swivel now too. So, bonus. Alright. So for the shield, these are pretty hard, these guys right here, so I'm a little worried about them breaking. So what I'm going to do is actually put that in his hand first. If I can. Yeah, there we go. And then I kind of turned the pin up a bit. And then I'll just connect it like that. That way I'm not putting any pressure on these guys. Even with the hair on, the helmet doesn't... Well, it's on there pretty good. I feel like if you bobble the hair at all or the head, like it just comes off real easily. So that might be kind of like a sticky tack, blue tack situation. Alright, so one other thing I want to try now that I've updated his hip mods, I got this throne here. It's from a McFarlane figure, I think. And now he can actually sit with his legs not super far apart. That works pretty well. Cool little throne display here for our Viking King. And the other thing I just realized is that this guy is... I don't know if there's any Kung Fury fans out there, but this guy is just a dead ringer for Thor in the movie Kung Fury. So I went and grabbed one of my Marvel Legends Thor hammers. And there we go. Need a better painted hammer, but I like that a lot. Definitely all in for the Frazetta artwork stuff. It all looks really cool. I'm excited. I think this could be a really cool line. I hope they continue with... because they reused Dark Wolf's body for this figure, they packed in a lot more accessories than came with Dark Wolf or Tigra. But if they came out with like what's Conan's lover's name? Baylette, I think. If they came out with a Baylette figure that had this amount of accessories and the same kind of body mold as her, or they just came out with a really good looking Vampirella figure, I would be all over that. I don't have... I have a ton of Conan figures and I have Red Sonja. Man, I'd love for them to do a... I don't know if Frazetta ever painted Red Sonja, but I assume he did because he did lots of fantasy stuff, but a Baylette and a Red Sonja, or any of the other female figures that Frazetta painted, if they came with this many accessories, I would be all over that. These are great. This guy definitely worth the money. Looks great. Tons of accessories. Great paint. Great sculpt. Just everything you could want. If you're a fantasy fan, especially if you're a Frank Frazetta artwork fan, like this, you can't pass on this. This looks amazing. Hopefully Frazetta Girls can keep it going, because this is awesome. If you are a Frazetta fan, what other pieces of artwork you think you'd like to see from this line? I'm really psyched for the Warrior with Ball and Chain from Savage Crucible. I'm excited to see all the Frazetta stuff on the horizon. It's going to be a lot of fun for fantasy collectors. You shall not pass. I just watched Lord of the Rings recently, sorry. Alright, well, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if I can make these videos more enjoyable or informative in the future. And thanks again for watching Sarge's Custom Tutorials.